Hello guys, welcome back. So here in this session, we'll talk about types of SAP project. Okay, so how many types of SAP projects are there? We'll see that one by one. Okay, so look at here, SAP project and its types. See, if you talk about project guys, project is nothing but a task or assignment, right? Now, here in SAP, we are having four kind of project. Okay, once you become SAP consultant, let's suppose you are going to join a particular organization, your interview and everything is clear, right? So you are going to join IBM or Accenture or TCS or whichever company. So initially what will happen, your HR, let's suppose somebody will come and they will say, hi, welcome, to this organizations, and you are going to be part of implementation project, right? Welcome on board, you are going to be part of implementation project, or you are going to be part of rollout project, or is you are going to be part of upgrade project or support project, right? So first of all, you need to have some idea what is this implementation project, what is this rollout project, what is upgrade project, right? What is support project. The more clarity you guys will be getting later in upcoming session, because now this is just a second session only, right? But still, I'll give some overview here. I'll give some theoretical explanations, and once we proceed further for the practical sessions and all, your clarity is going to increase, right? Now, so we'll talk about this project one by one. Let's talk about implementation project. What is this implementation project? Okay, and certain unique things I'm going to explain, guys. Those explanations you won't be finding anywhere. Nowhere you are going to find those things and all, right? But yes, this is how you guys are going to be unique, right? Small things are going to create a big impact. Okay, so let's talk about implementation project. Now, look at here. In previous session, I've quoted the example of Tata Motor. I've quoted the example of Tata Motor. Now here what is happening? So let's suppose Tata Motor is already using one ERP, that is Tally. Now what is happening, guys? So Tata Motor management, let's suppose, decided to go for a bigger platform because it's a huge organization. Their management, in the sense management of Tata Motor, required various different kind of reports, right? And now let's suppose with the help of Tally, it is not possible to meet all the requirement because this is a very small ERP, guys, right? So with the help of Tally, now their requirements are not being met. So now they decided to go for switch for a bigger platform, and in that they decided to switch for SAP. Okay, so now what will happen, guys? In that case, SAP is going to be installed here in Tata Motor. SAP is going to install where? In Tata Motor, right? So I'll tell you guys, if you talk about the installation of SAP, right? Only installations, if the installations are going to be done, let's suppose SAP is installed, I mean to say SAP server is ready for Tata Motor, right? We have to do lots of configurations. We have to configure this SAP as per the Tata Motors requirement, isn't it? What is this configurations? How to do this configurations? What kind of configurations are going to be done? These all things I'll explain in detail in upcoming session, guys. Don't worry. So now what is happening? First of all, SAP server installations are going to take place. Okay. So server installation, who is going to do this server installations, guys? It will be done by basis consultant. Now, so your basis consultant, in previous session, if you guys are able to remember, basis is the part of technical, right? You guys are part of functional, in the sense finance consultant is functional consultant, basis consultant is technical consultant. So basis consultant is going to set up this SAP server. Once the SAP server is set up, then what will happen, guys? Then we are going to do several configurations. Lots of configurations we have to do. Right here, one thing I have noticed, guys, I have seen like multiple video tutorials are there where like people have explained the things, but SAP server is not available for the candidates to do the practice and all. Like let's suppose you go through this tutorial, lots of things I'm going to explain theoretically and practically both. So at the same time, you also have to, like, SAP server must be there with you, right? So that you can repeat the same in your laptop. You can do the same configurations. This is how your practice is going to be like. Then only you guys are going to learn, right? So don't worry, there'll be a separate tutorial on that. There'll be a separate video will be there on that, how to install this SAP, right? So in that segment I'll explain how to what to do, how to do these installations and all. So that is going to be explained in like later in the sense in another session you'll be having. You can see here in the list itself there'll be another video called how to install SAP, right? So in that segment, in that video, you'll be having the process. Now here, focus on this types of project. Okay, so now here implementations means what is happening, guys. So I quoted one example. Tata Motor is using Tally ERP and Tally is going to be replaced by SAP. That is the decision of their management. Why? Because it's a big organization, so they need a bigger platform, and of course SAP is the best choice for every organization, right? And this is the first choice for every organization. So they decided to move for SAP. Now what is happening, guys? SAP server is going to be set up by basis consultant. Once SAP server is ready, then you people as a functional consultant, not only you, even like your other counterpart like SD consultant, MM consultant, PP consultant. So everybody will do their respective configurations into SAP, right? So this installations of SAP and configurations are going to be done. Now look at here. So if you talk about this SAP installations here in Tata Motor, now what is happening? Now here what is happening, guys? So this is first time installations, right? SAP installation is going to happen here in Tata Motor. It's first time installation of SAP for Tata Motor, right? So this is called implementation project. Look at here, definition is pretty clear. Fresh or first time installation of SAP in any organization is called implementation project. It means before this SAP, Tata Motor was using a different ERP. Now what is happening? SAP is going to be installed. Okay, so first time this SAP is going to be installed in Tata Motor, and this is called implementation project, right? Entire implementation project is further segregated in 5 phases, right? So don't worry, those phases also, that is very important things, guys, right? So that also will be explained later. Here for these phases itself, I have seen multiple people are giving us separate classes, that is project session and all, right? And they are charging separately. So this is also I'm going to explain separately. Okay, so in next session. Okay, so implementation project means what? Fresh or first time installation of SAP in any organization is called implementation project. Okay, now so this is called implementation. In Tata Motor, SAP installation is going to happen, that is first time installation is happening. So this is why it is called implementations. So when somebody says that you are going to be part of implementation project, it means SAP installations and configurations are going to be done in that organization, and first time it is going to be, in the sense like SAP is going to replace certain ERP. Okay, now if you talk about this implementation, guys, further it is going to be segregated into 2 parts. One is called greenfield implementations and second one is called brownfield implementations. There are lots of people who don't know what is the difference between greenfield implementation and brownfield implementations. right? And I have seen multiple time during interview people have asked these questions. So I'll tell you guys, this is pretty simple, but it will be and pretty easy. But I'll tell you guys one thing here, it will be easy only if you know this. If somebody has explained and if you know, then it is quite easy for you. And if you haven't heard about these things, and then if somebody is asking, it is pretty difficult for you because you don't know what to answer here, right? So I'll tell you guys very simple example: greenfield implementations and brownfield implementations, right? So greenfield implementation and brownfield implementations. Now here I'll just quote an example. So now let's suppose here our existing ERP is Tally. And then what is happening? It is going to be replaced by SAP, right? Okay. So generally what is happening? Tally is going to be replaced by SAP. So this is called, in the sense like here, this is called brownfield implementation. Okay. This is called brownfield implementation, right? This is the example of brownfield implementation. What is happening, guys? Here, brownfield implementation means what is happening? Brownfield implementation means, look at here, existing ERP is already there. That is going to be replaced by SAP, right? So whatever this existing ERP is there, guys, this is called legacy system. Okay. See, these are the technical words, but try to understand. This is how you guys are going to have a perfect understanding, and this is how you guys are going to become SAP consultant. Learning configurations and all is not going to make you a consultant, right? Concept must be clear. Okay. So now here, this Tally, or instead of Tally, let's suppose if any other ERPs are there. So this is the existing ERP, right? So this is called legacy system, right? Legacy system is going to be replaced by, it is going to be replaced by SAP system. Okay. So legacy system is going to be replaced by SAP system. This is the example of what, guys? This is the example of brownfield implementations. This is called brownfield implementations, right? What about this greenfield implementations, right? So in greenfield implementations, what is happening, guys? Now, say for example, there is a new organization, in the sense totally new setup. There is an organization, there is a particular organization which is having like totally new setup, in the sense, let's suppose plant is still under construction. The corporate building of that organization is also under construction. They're expecting that next year, in the sense after 10 months or after 1 year, this organization is going to be fully functional. Plant is going to be operational, in the sense like, so plant will start doing manufacturing and all. And if the plant is started, then of course like they need that corporate office somewhere must be there, where like entire management is going to sit, right? Management level decisions are going to be taken. Sales and marketing teams are going to sit, procurement teams are going to sit, right? So corporate office is also required. So plant is under construction, corporate building is also under constructions. Maybe after 10 months or 1 year, it is going to be completed. That construction work is going to be completed, and then this plant is going to be fully functional. And even if it is functional, then corporate office is also going to be operational. Now, so in this case, what is happening, guys? So this is a totally new organization. So once it become fully functional, then how, in order to operate that organization, they need a particular ERP, guys, right? Without ERP, it is impossible how they are going to manage all their day-to-day transactions. And apart from this, management also required various kind of reports. So how these reports are going to be generated, from where they are going to generate these reports, how they are going to record all the transactions and all. So in order to record all day-to-day transactions, they need a particular ERP. So in that case, what is happening, guys? In that case, they decided to go for SAP itself. Okay, they decided to go for SAP. But here what is happening, guys? They have gone for SAP. But now here what is happening? So this is a totally new organization, guys. New organizations. And here what is happening? If it is a new organizations, then no legacy system. I'll just write here, no legacy system, right? Legacy system. I'm typing in shortcuts, don't look at the spellings. Okay, no legacy system. Okay, so it is there in which one? In greenfield. Greenfield implementations. What is happening, guys? Greenfield implementations means a totally new setup is there, and in that new setup, what is happening, guys? In this new setup, they have decided to use SAP itself. So the first ERP itself is going to be SAP. So when the first ERP is SAP, guys, then what is happening? What is happening? Is there any scope of legacy system? Not at all. The first ERP itself is SAP, so there is no any existing legacy system, right? So in greenfield implementations, what is happening? In greenfield implementations, look at here, there is no legacy system. Whereas in brownfield implementations, what is happening, guys? You'll be having legacy system. It means brownfield implementation means SAP is going to replace a particular ERP, and that replaced ERP is called legacy system. Hope it is clear, guys. I'm explaining the things in a very simple way. Okay, so now here, legacy system is the existing ERP which is going to be replaced by SAP. So this tally is called legacy system, and it is going to be replaced by SAP. It is happening in brownfield implementation. In greenfield implementations, no legacy system. Why? Because this SAP itself is the first ERP. Now there is another thing. There is one more thing. If somebody asks what is the difference between brownfield implementation and greenfield implementations, I'll tell you guys, hardly 2-3% people only going to reply this. Right? You search, multiple videos are there on multiple tutorials and all. People are not going to cover the things at this level, right? But if you have to become unique, of course, you need to have these things. Now, what is the another difference? What is the another difference between brownfield and greenfield? So let's suppose this legacy system, it means Tally and SAP system. This Tally was implemented in Tata Motor in 2001, right? And this SAP is going to be implemented, let's suppose, in 22 or 23, right? In this year, it is going to be implemented. So now before 22, let's suppose this SAP is going to be implemented in 22. So before 22, what is happening, guys? Before 22, Tally was being used, isn't it? Now Tally is having, in the sense legacy system is having lots of data which is already stored in legacy system. Okay, I'll just quote a very simple example, guys. I'll not go in details because since we are in beginning and it may confuse you. Okay, so very simple example, that's what I'm quoting here, right? And slowly, like once we proceed further, then your clarity is going to increase. I said multiple times. Okay, so now here in this Tally, multiple data are already there. Now in 2022 onwards, SAP is going to be started. So guys, let's suppose if Tata Motor need certain report, right? Report, what kind of report, guys? So what is the percentage growth in terms of revenue or in terms of sales, right? What is the percentage growth in this year? So what will happen, guys? This is percentage growth. So such kind of reports, how it is going to be prepared? Such kind of report can be prepared only if you compare two different data, right? If I'm saying like this year 10% growth is there in terms of sales, how you are going to count this 10% growth? So it means the current year and previous year data are going to be compared, then only you can count then only you can get certain kind of report. So what does it mean, guys? It means, let's suppose there are certain data in legacy system. So what will happen? These data are going to be migrated from legacy system to SAP system. Okay, in that, like, transaction data will be there, master data will be there. We'll discuss in details how the migrations are going to happen later. Okay, so these data are going to be transferred from legacy system to SAP system. So this is called what? This is called data migration. This is called data migration activity. Okay, what is this, guys? This is data migration activity. So look at here, guys. Data migration is happening where? In brown field, right? What about the green field? Is there any data migration? No, not at all. There is no data migration, because data migration will happen only if legacy system is there. But here in green field, what is happening? Since there is no legacy system, so there is no data migration here. Okay, so these are the 2 points, at least, if you are going to say, if somebody asks during interview that what is the difference between brownfield implementations and greenfield implementations, then what you're going to say, guys, what you have to answer, it's pretty simple. You have to say that brownfield implementations means, in brownfield implementations, what is happening? There will be existence of legacy system. So legacy system is going to be replaced by SAP system in brownfield implementations. Whereas in greenfield implementations, there is no legacy system. The very first ERP is going to be SAP itself. Okay, so this is called greenfield implementations. And another one is, in brownfield implementations, data migration activities are going to be, it's going to be taken place. The reason behind is, since legacy system is already there, and in legacy system multiple data are already stored, so data migration activities are going to take place here. Activities are going to take place here in brownfield implementations, whereas no data migration in greenfield, because there is no existence of legacy system. So here there is no any data migration activities are going to happen. So this is what the difference between brownfield implementations and greenfield implementations. Okay, so what about the implementation project, guys? Implementations, if you talk about, so whether it is brownfield or greenfield implementations, what is common here? In both cases, first time SAP installations are happening. Here also first time installation is happening, and in greenfield also first time SAP installations are happening. Okay, so this is what is called now here. Okay, so implementations, I told you guys, implementations, first time or fresh installations of SAP in a particular organization is called implementation project. Further, it is divided into 2 parts, greenfield implementations and brownfield implementations. Differences I have already explained here by quoting some examples. So hope now it is clear. Let's move on the second one, that is called rollout project. What is this rollout project, guys? Okay, so now here in rollout project, look at here. Now I have quoted example of Tata Group. Okay, now Tata Group means what, guys? This is a group company, group organization, right? Now, so Tata Group is having multiple subsidiary. In that, we are having Tata Motor, we are having Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, Tata Cement, and multiple various other subsidiaries also. So now, when you talk about the implementation of SAP, so decision, like, let's suppose at group level, the decision has taken place, right? That group level, that higher level management has taken the decisions that will do one thing. Since, let's suppose, Tata Motor is using different ERP, Tata Steel is using different ERP. Try to understand here. Okay, let's suppose we are having Tata Motor, Tata Steel, right? Tata Chemical, right? Tata Cement. Okay, here Tata Motor and Tata Steel. Okay, Tata Chemical, Tata Cement. Okay, so these all 4 subsidiaries are using different ERP. Okay, so if different ERPs are there, guys, then what is happening? The benefit is like, okay, for Tata Motor level, if you have to generate, let's suppose here ERP A, here B, here C, here D. I'm not quoting a name of particular ERP. Let's assume that here different ERP, in Tata Steel different ERP, Tata Chemical different, and Tata Cement different ERP. So these all subsidiaries comes under Tata Group. So look at here. I'm just typing once again in shortcut. Okay. So it is, these all subsidiaries are coming under Tata Group. Okay. Now, so here what is happening, guys? Every subsidiaries are using different ERP. So if there is a report preparation at subsidiaries level, then there is no problem. Easily the reports are going to be prepared. But now what is happening, guys? If any report is required at group level, it is called consolidated report, right? Consolidated report. So here, if any consolidated report, in the sense like all like Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, Tata Cement, right? So here, for let's suppose the sales of Tata Motor is different, Tata Steel is different, Tata Chemical is different, Tata Cement is different. Okay, so at subsidiary level, different sales are there, right? Now, if we talk about at group level, so at higher level management is seeking for a report which is there at group level, then what will happen? Since all the subsidiaries are using different ERP, so group level report, what is happening, guys? They have to prepare manually, because there is no coordination between this ERP and this ERP, this ERP and this ERP, right? But what is the advantage? If they started using, all the subsidiaries started using SAP itself, then what will happen? At subsidiary level, whatever reports they want, they can fetch pretty easily. And even at group level also, if they want to see any report, so look at here, all the subsidiaries are using SAP itself. A single server itself is going to be used by all the subsidiary. Then what will happen? It will be pretty easy to get the report. Okay, and as I said, like later, multiple practical sessions will be there, so the clarities are going to increase, don't worry. So now here what is happening? If SAP is going to be used by all subsidiary, then at group level also you can get the report very easily and within few seconds. Whereas if all the subsidiaries are using different ERP, in that case there is no coordination between this ERP and this ERP and this to this, right? So what is happening? So if you talk about the consolidated report, then that is going to be prepared manually. Okay, now we'll come back on our, so here Tata Group. So Tata Group decided to use SAP for every subsidiary. Now let's suppose they thought that first of all, let it be installed for Tata Motor, we'll see the performance, and if we are happy, I mean to say management is happy, if management is satisfied with the SAP performance, then the same is going to be installed even in other subsidiaries also. So look at here, guys, under Tata Group, for Tata Motor, first time installations, right? So for Tata Motor also it is first time installations, and even for Tata Group also it is first time installations, right? Now what is happening? But under same group for Tata Steel, right? So here installation is already done for Tata Motor, that is called implementations. After Tata Motor, whatever the next subsidiaries are there, right, where the installations are started or planning to install whatever it is, so in that case, whatever the next subsidiaries are there, the all subsidiaries will be called a rollout project. Here, try to understand. Implementation means for first subsidiary. So first subsidiary is Tata Motor, so this is implementation project, right? This is rollout. Okay, this is rollout. I'll just type like this, RLOT. Okay, so let's suppose there is an organization which is having there is a group company which is having like, let's suppose 50 subsidiary. So very first subsidiary, in very first subsidiary wherever this SAP is going to be installed. So for the first subsidiary it is called implementations, and then second subsidiary onwards, all this projects are going to be called as a rollout project. Some differences will be there, guys. In implementations and rollout, of course, some differences will be there. In implementations, let's suppose if you are going to follow 100% of the steps, here in rollout, what is happening, guys? Only 60 to 70% of the steps are going to be followed. Now, which is steps are going to be followed? Uh, Again, as I said, like, it is not possible right now because this is just a theoretical session. Once the practical sessions are going to be started, then automatically you guys will come to know. Okay. Now, so so let's have a look on the definition of rollout project. So what is written here, guys? If a group company already implemented SAP for one subsidiary and want to set up the same for a different subsidiary is called a rollout project, right? If a group company, already implemented SAP for one subsidiary, so first subsidiary is called implementations, right? And want to set up the same for a different subsidiary is called a rollout. In the sense, second subsidiary onwards, it is called rollout project. So now, if we talk about a rollout project, so let's suppose there is like there is a group company which is having multiple subsidiary A, B, C, D, E, F. These all are subsidiary of a particular group organization, right? So if SAP installation is going to be started first time here in this subsidiary, so this is the implementation project. This is first time installation, even under group company also, and for this subsidiary, right? So this is implementations, and remaining whatever these subsidiaries are there, guys, for this subsidiary, all subsidiary, it is called rollout project. Okay, for all subsidiary, when the SAP is going to install for remaining subsidiaries, so it is called rollout project. There is some differences. Right now, it is not possible to explain theoretically, guys. Of course, in terms of configurations, if you talk about in implementations project, let's suppose 100% of the steps are going to be followed here in implementations, right? In rollout, what is happening, guys? Max to max, some 60% of the steps are only going to be followed. Remaining 40% are going to be used from here itself. During implementations, those settings we have already done, that is going to be used by other companies also. So that is why implementation means, if you talk about like requirements in the market, guys, when you see on job portal, right? So like people expect that the candidate must be having knowledge of implementation project, right? Why? Because implementations means you will be having a perfect idea about each and everything, all configurations with the logics, right? Now here what is happening, that is why when you talk about the institutions and all, everybody are going to cover the configuration part. It means they cover implementation project, but 98% of the people, in the sense faculties itself, they don't know whatever they're explaining is implementations or what. Or is like, even if the faculties know also, they don't go in details, and that is why the candidates are confused. Okay, so here in my what to say this one, in upcoming session, what is happening, guys, all this implementations related things are going to be explained in detail. Okay, that is why I'm explaining here. I'm giving some theoretical explanations so that once I start the practical explanations, you guys will be able to correlate the things. Okay, and then your upcoming journey is going to be pretty easy. Now, so here Rollout project we have discussed. Rollout project means a group company, in the sense in a group company already implementation is done for one subsidiary, and remaining whichever subsidiaries are there, for all subsidiary, if the same implementations, in the sense same installations are happening, that is called a rollout project for every subsidiary. Now the next one is upgrade project. That is pretty simple, guys. Changing the version, in the sense shifting from lower version to higher version, is called upgrade project. Right now, let's suppose Tata Motor. In Tata Motor, this SAP was implemented around 10 years back. Now what is happening? In 10 years, lots of changes are there into SAP, like they have added several new functionality. So if Tata Motor want to uh, you know use those new functionality, then what will happen? Since they are having older version, so they must have to go for upgradations, right? Who is going to upgrade? Of course, Tata Motor cannot, because they are not the expert of SAP. So SAP team is going to upgrade this. A team of functional and technical consultant, both the involvement of functional and technical, both what to say consultant will be there. Okay, so upgradations means what is happening, guys? Shifting from one version to other version, and in upgrade project, what is happening? We always shift from lower version to higher version, right? This is what is happening. Now the next one is called support project. So what is happening? Support project means post implementations, all SAP related, whatever this maintenance or errors activities are coming, that those things comes under support project. I'll tell you. Now implementations we have done for Tata Motor, right? Rollout we have done for Tata Steel or Tata Chemical, also we have done the rollout. So what is happening? Or is like rollout means phases wise it is going to happen. First of all, implementation is completed for Tata Motor. Then what is happening? Then rollout is going to be started for Tata Steel. Then once it is completed, then another rollout is going to be started for Tata Chemical, right? One by one it is going to be done. Now, so implementations we have done for Tata Motor. What next, guys? After implementations, let's suppose we have handed over this SAP to Tata Motor, that now, guys, SAP is ready to record your live transactions, in the sense whatever transactions you guys were like posting in your legacy system, the same transactions now you have to post into SAP system. Okay, because now SAP system is ready. Okay, so here we have handed over this SAP system to the client, and instead of legacy system, now they started using SAP system. Okay, so here what will happen, guys? Once they started using SAP system, are they going to proceed further without your assistance, without your help? What will happen if they are going to get any, let's suppose if they got any error, who is going to solve? Right? Of course, you people are going to solve, because you are the expert, you are a consultant, you are having the knowledge of this SAP configurations and everything, right? What about the employee of Tata Motor? They are just the user. They are the user, in the sense these people are going to use this SAP for their day-to-day transaction posting. So what exactly the employee of Tata Motors are doing, guys? They are what exactly they are doing? They are posting the end user related transactions, right? So they are posting day-to-day transactions. This is called a kind of data entry work, right? So if any error is taking place, then what will happen, guys? If any error has taken place, in that case, who is going to solve? Of course, you people. So once the implementation is done, then what will happen, guys? Then another negotiations will happen with Tata Motor. Tata Motor will say that now I need support also, right? Because if any error is taking place, or further if any changes are required, if any further additional settings are required into SAP, say for example, say for example, if any tax related certain policy got changed, percentage got changed, then what is happening? We have to make some changes in the configurations. Let's suppose later part in upcoming session you will be having a segment called asset accounting. In asset accounting, what is happening? We are having like depreciation calculation. So if depreciation related certain percentage got changed, so in that case, who is going to uh, what to say, in that case what is happening, configurations, certain changes are required in configurations. Who is going to make those changes? Of course it's you people. So even though SAP was installed, we have done all the configurations, we have handed over this SAP to Tata Motor employees, they started posting their day-to-day transactions, still they cannot move forward without our help, in the sense without your assistance, because you guys are the expert of SAP. And in future if they face any challenges, if they face any issues, if they face any error, then it's you people who is going to provide the solution for that. Okay, so now here after implementations, now they moved where, this is called support phase. We have moved to support phase, in the sense, and support is a continuous project. Project guys, it is a continuous project, I mean to say, it's like there is no end of the duration of the support project. The only thing is, let's suppose IBM has done this implementations into Tata Motor, and once the implementation is done, after completion of implementations, let's suppose the support project also, in the sense support also, Tata Motor decided to get at least 2 years or 4 years support from IBM itself. So once the 4 year of contract is finished, then what happened? Tata Motor has to go for renewal of this contract. So during renewal, what happened? Now again, there will be multiple player in the market. So this time they have not selected IBM. Let's suppose they prefer to go with Infosys. They prefer to go with Wipro. They prefer to go with Accenture, isn't it? So it's okay. Company got changed, but still support for they must need support. And if they need a support, then of course there will be a requirement of consultant. So support is a continuous project. It means it is ongoing project. They must need support until unless Tata Motor is going to use this SAP, isn't it? And that is why there will be a demand of SAP consultant in the market. Because if any company has already implemented this SAP, they need support. Without consultant, it is not possible to proceed further. So that is why there will be always demand of consultant, and there are several thousand companies where the SAP is already implemented. Several thousand companies where the SAP is already implemented, and that is why there is a huge demand of SAP consultant. So what is happening in support phase, guys? That's what I have specified here. In post implementations, all this SAP related maintenance activities or error related things are coming to who? To you people, in the sense to consultants. Okay, so here what happened, here consultant just receive the ticket means whatever requirements are coming to you, whatever errors came to you, these errors are called tickets in SAP language. So whatever here the consultant just receive errors, I mean to say tickets, solve them and send them back to the client. It means if you have received any requirement, let's suppose if client is facing any error, what we have to do, we have to solve that error, and then you have to confirm back to the client that error got solved, kindly have a look and close this ticket, close the ticket. So this is what is happening in support project. Okay, so how many types of projects are there into SAP, guys? Implementation project, a rollout project, upgrade project, and support project. So that's all here, like definitions and everything I have explained in details. Hope you guys are able to understand. So that's all in this session, guys. And in next session, now what will happen in next session, I have to explain certain things that is called project phases. Because in practical session, what I have to say, guys, what I have to cover in practical session, like let's suppose as I said, like implementation project I'm going to cover, so that you guys will be having a perfect understanding about the topic. Okay, implementations means A to Z topics are going to be covered over there. Okay, So implementation project. So when you talk about implementation project, guys, here I said implementation is going to be segregated in 5 phases. What are those phases? That I'll explain one by one, and then we'll proceed further for the practical session. Like practical session means we'll start the configurations, and there also a very detailed explanations will be there, theoretical and practical both.